catching up on television. We should be catching up on sleep. I can't believe who we have here with us today. It is the one and only Julie Klausner joining us for a bonus episode of The Moment. You guys know Julie. She has her amazing podcast, which, by the way, former subscriber. So I could get all the old ones, because when I discovered How Was Your Week, I loved it so much. I was like, I got to go back and listen to like 2014. That's how fucking into it I was. Still am. But also,
hello, guys. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Julie. Julie, can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Let's see.
Sometimes it's like as like women in STEM go back out, go back in type situation. We're gonna work it out.
How about now?
Should I go out? Okay.
I think women in STEM. I think it's just like a log off, log back in situation.
Leave and come back. You got it. In the meantime, I'll just keep singing the theme song to Julie's show.
Please. Yeah. I know. Tell me when you first discovered Julie.
I think I saw the trailer to Difficult People and I was just like, oh, wait, like even just the trailer was so funny to me that I was like, I need to know what's happening here. And so then I was like, oh, I'm locked in. And so right when it came out, I was obsessed with it. And there's just so many great episodes. My favorite is there's this one about the PBS pledge drive.
Yes. And they do the roast.
Her partner hosts the PBS, and I was just watching this little clip of it before I came on of her talking about. She's like, oh, I have to delete tweets all the time, and like somebody's like, oh, which the one you most like recently deleted? And she's like, oh, it's about Blue Ivy, and like I had this moment of like, oh my god, that's so like I would be someplace and say something like, and people, how about now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh my god. And I just want you to know you missed it because I did sing. I was like, I sang catching up on television should be catching up on sleep.
Oh my
god. I know. I know.
Like, I was like, OG. You guys are like the real deal. This is not like phony baloney fans.
It's not phony baloney. I also feel like Meredith is the Julie and Rebecca's the Billy.
Oh,
and like
interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
right, Meredith? Like, wouldn't you say that is like Billy is consistently like single and loud and outrageous about it, and Meredith is like consistently like getting in trouble for the things she says on the internet, like we've got a real Billy Julie going on.
I love that. That's a beautiful look at that, like archetypes. We're finding them in every crevice.
Yes. Julie, I was such a fan of How Was Your Week. One of my greatest regrets in life is that I never participated in the dog Halloween costume because I wanted to dress my dog up as your weird neighbor, the one who was in the metal band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was always asking me like if I knew anyone at Time Out New York.
That's not annoying.
No.
Where do you think he is now?
Queens.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Queens, also, by the way, home to our big conversation topic today, the Cannibal Cop, which we're going to talk about in a minute. We all rewatched the Cannibal Cop. Meredith, let's bring the audience into like how this all came.
Here we are. Yeah. Well, and here's what I'll say. I do want Julie to know, for the record, we did give her a wonderful intro. We talked about all the things she does, Double Threat, which I love, with Tom Sharpling, and then 2 books and Difficult People. And that, I was so glad when you resurrected How Was Your Week too. So anyway, really happy you're here.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
Also, voice on Long Story Short, which like I believe to be truly underrated. So
it's a great show. It's got heart and it's like funny, and I'm so happy to be a part of that.
Well, there's so much we're going to talk about today. I'd say there's so much we're going to cook on, but that would probably make Gil a little too happy. But first, like we thought, you have a podcast that covers the week's events. So we wanted to just cook on a couple of topics with you. And the first one being, we want to talk about this breaking Murdoch news, which is there is this Murdoch murder, which I think is the one thing that like all of America could agree on, that like, fuck this dude. But Rebecca, can you like bring us up to speed of what is he in prison for, and like why is he's not being released, but why is this being overturned?
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm like doing my makeup, getting ready for this live, and I get the notification that the Murdoch murder conviction was overturned, which like we've all seen the documentary. We all watched this, you know, like we're all pretty sure he did it, right? Like, so then I went to go read, by the way, so the backstory is he's this like big, you know, Nepo baby, South Carolina wealthy man who kind of like owns this town basically because his family has like, you know, so much property and they've been like menaces forever in this town. And then he gets a drug problem.
Okay.
Yep.
Right? And over the course of that is like also embezzling money from his family's law firm, like embezzling all this money, and then ends up killing his wife and
But wait, can we back up for 1 second? Before he kills the wife?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right, I guess true. Like
now I guess we have to say it.
Yeah.
He also killed the housekeeper.
Allegedly.
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 And the son killed a girl in the high school.
On the boat,
the high school
right?
girl on the boat trip. So
Yep.
like everybody in this family had killed someone. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everyone in this family had killed someone. So when he killed the wife and the son, I was kind of like, well, it's just too bad that he didn't, you know, turn it around on himself. That was the only loss there.
Well, and that's the thing that like I derived from the documentary is like because they had so much power as a family, like generationally in this town in South Carolina, they were able to like they had this sort of like mythical ability to just sort of like menace the town. So like to my shock, as I'm doing my eyeliner this morning to get it's overturned. I was like, what do you mean? Like who would have killed them? Like so this is what happened. They found that there was tampering with the jury. That
the clerk, right? What happened?
The court clerk was found to have been going to the jury and being like, he looks pretty guilty, right? Like he looks pretty guilty. And so the Supreme Court of the state overturned his murder conviction because it was not found to be a fair trial. But he pled guilty to like the embezzling charges. And so that's why he's still in prison, even though he's now no longer convicted of murder, which in some ways, by the way, brings us to Cannibal Cop because he was convicted of part of his crimes, but not for kidnapping or attempting to kidnap people. So this is like
intent to kidnap or like, plans.
Conspiracy to kidnap. And all of this to say, it's like some of this is such like weird legal stuff. Like I remember I was in the courtroom when the Boston Marathon bomber was convicted.
Wait,
because I was
one of those people that would go to cases. And
I was a baby. I was a reporter. I was like, I was like 25 and I was a baby reporter. And so I was sort of like in there. I wasn't like the main reporter. I was like, you know, gathering information.
Sure.
And I just happened to be covering it that day. But my point being is that like I got to read what the jury was going through and how like the law is weird and wonky where it's like, okay, there's things that are obvious. Like this guy Murdoch clearly murdered his family and allegedly. The law is weird. You know, the law is weird. So big breaking news.
I'm reading about this case on the Wikipedia. I mean, this is not the end of this story, right? Like it goes to if it's basically declared a mistrial after the fact, right? Is that the idea? Okay.
I think so. I think they're going to have to redo the whole trial.
You know, it's one of those things. I was in a nail salon when they did the verdict for this one, and we were all best place to be, right? I'm watching it on my story. I'm watching it on my phone.
My cuticles pushed.
That's where the girlies are when the true crime comes out. We have two modes. We have true crime and we have gel nails.
Froyo.
Do you get gel nails, Julie? Do you do gel nails?
I used to. Now I am a biter, which is not great. Not great. But
are you a late in life biter?
I did it when I was little too, and then I had a moment where I was leaving them alone, and then just like after COVID, you're just like, does anything matter?
Fair.
Well,
yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah. That brings us to our next story.
I don't take my hair out or anything. So yeah.
No, you can cut your nails. Our next story is on a scale of 1 to 10. How concerned are you about the Hantavirus?
I would say I'm hovering at like It would be lower had we not, instituted our great RFK Jr. at the helm of I know the Kennedys love a boat. So we'll say a ship metaphor.
Love a boat.
I love a boat. But I don't know. I guess I'm around like a 5 to 7, depending on, whether I took my beta blocker that day.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, do any of us have it in us to go through another pandemic? Like, I just don't think I do.
I'm okay with the staying inside part.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, but the masking, I mean, that's my, like, everyone's got their T-zone. Like, this is my O-zone. Like, especially in the summer, no fun. A lot of like eczema issues, and masking again I think would be very challenging, but I wouldn't mind not judging myself for being like, oh, I didn't leave the house today. It's like, no, I'm doing my patriotic duty, actually.
Right.
I could not agree more. This is like a dark corner of my heart where it's like everybody else around me was like, like, what are we gonna do? Like, we can't. I'm like, I have to miss happy hour, and I was like, yeah, that sounds.
Zoom, like cocktail, like catch up over Zoom, like heaven. Can we please
like
bring that back? If not, if
my dog,
just in the mix, heaven.
Yeah. Me, my dog, and my special interest. Like that is the
throuple. That's the throuple I belong to.
That is right. That's correct. That's right.
Well, we have a clip of a guy who is voluntarily quarantining at the quarantine center for 6 weeks, which sounds like that might be a spa for Julie, is to spend time at this quarantine center. So, Vienna, can you throw up this clip for us?
Everyone, it is my second day here at the National
Oh, is this the guy? Was he on the boat?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
And I just want to give you a little tour of my room.
I can't hear the
walk
video.
In here.
Oh.
And then there is.
So basically, we're getting a Sabrina Carpenter-esque house tour of this quarantine center, which, to be honest, like,
could use
this does not seem that bad.
I know, could use a little bit of makeup on the walls. The splash of color never hurt anyone. Okay, now we're in the like powder blue.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a mini fridge.
Okay.
Mini fridge.
Big TV.
They brought him Starbucks too, apparently. Vienna's letting us know.
What is that? That looked like a tampon on the thing.
A Peloton?
Okay.
It's
giving
chair. Recliner chair.
Yep.
Chair.
I'm not sensing a very high thread count, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's a little hospital bed.
A nice little desk there so that he could always come and like zoom in on the moment and how's your week, and we can like do a collab post with him.
He's cute.
He's kind of hot.
He's a cutie.
He's a total cutie. After Hantavirus.
A Hanta hottie.
A Hanta hottie. Meredith, is he the same guy who we saw on CNN being like, this is a fucking nightmare? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know who you
I
mean.
feel
he's
like, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
So he went on CNN and now he's got better digs and now he's chilling.
I think it's like, okay, this actually takes us into Cannibal Cop, which is one of the observations that I had was I went to go look up Cannibal Cop on Instagram, and he's got like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 followers. And if the Cannibal Cop had happened in 2026, he would have like a huge following and a podcast. Like it is such a, and so, like, right? Like this guy knows, like Hantavirus sounds really hard, but he's like, listen, you got a platform. Like follow me for more.
I'm looking at his Instagram right now. He's Yankees fan.
Yep. Terps. He makes the Maryland reference, which like.
Oh no. So how many books has he published now?
Several.
Like 2? Okay.
There's several books. They're all extreme horror. And a big thread I think that I enjoy about the documentary is there's multiple times where they're just like, well, he's just a great writer,
Right. There's an emphasis on storytelling and,
let's
collaborative. What is that called? Multiplayer something?
Yeah. Meredith, let's set it up. Let's set up for the people, because I forgot about the Cannibal Cop until
this was like mid-teens kind of lore, right?
Yes.
Totally. At our height, really. Like that was the last time things were good. We all used to do like Brooklyn rooftop parties.
Oh my
we
God.
all had
Peak TV and Obama and yes, absolutely.
Podcasts, like
yeah, there wasn't like fentanyl, or occasionally there was fentanyl in the drugs, but otherwise.
But we weren't testing them. We were just putting them up our noses willy nilly.
I have Narcan on my keychain for friends, neighbors, any like Narcan, pepper spray. I've got like if I need. Banaka. What was the stuff you put in your mouth? You really have to keep them separate. Kosher.
Well, I think the thing with this Cannibal Cop guy too is that we hadn't listen, there's always been issues with cops, but we also hadn't like cops didn't have the reputation that they have now.
True.
This was like pre-George,
broader communities, not in the like bigger, the New York Post wasn't completely on that beat.
Right.
Like maybe sometimes they're not the best.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There was no Derek Chauvin yet. There was no George Zimmerman in the headlines yet. So
or if there were, it wasn't news. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Exactly. So, essentially, the Cannibal Cop is a guy who was a cop who was from Queens. He was a young guy. He's like 28 years old. He's married. By, I guess, like the surface, you'd say pretty normal looking ish. Like, for a cop.
Pugsley vibes.
Yeah.
A little bit of Tyler from Love on the Spectrum. A little bit of
I got that vibe too. I know. I felt guilty. Okay. Thank you for saying the thing that I felt guilty about.
Gorgeous parents, though. Love. The mom and dad are so wonderful.
Although, one of the things that I noticed in watching the documentary is there's always this picture of the mom on the wall in the background.
I know, the glamour puss. I need to get one of those. I need to get like
that's not an although.
Portrait.
It's an and. Okay. And to bring this full circle, in Difficult People, I'm like, Andrea Martin would definitely have had that type of photo hanging on her wall, right?
Bigger. Yeah, absolutely.
Bigger.
Well, it's like they're gonna have that.
Puss.
Oh, she is a glamour puss.
Yeah.
They're gonna have that, or they're gonna have Jesus in that frame. So it's like it was
either
her or
why
Jesus.
not both? Why not do a combo? Like, you holding the baby, Jesus / Gil. Gil was very cute as a baby.
He was
adorable. It was an adorable little baby.
So sorry, Meredith, I interrupted.
Baby.
But keep going.
We're just shooting the shit. Anyway, he is a cop in New York, young guy, married guy, baby, and I believe it's initially his wife who finds all of this out, that he has been on these dark web chat rooms. And not only has he been participating in conversations around cannibalism of women, and not just like cannibalism, but also like, torture, a word I'm not going to say because we're on TikTok live and gets us banned, but you guys can imagine. And then she turns him in. But then what also ends up coming out is that he had all these sort of like detailed like documents of like,
wait,
people
did she turn him in? I didn't know that. I
thought she did.
I thought so too.
Completely okay. I know that she left him the minute she found them, which kudos, because that doesn't always happen. Right. She was just like Audi 5000 and bye with the baby, and from my understanding, haven't had any contact since, at least at the end of the doc.
No, I think at the end of the doc, they have a little bit where she's a little bit like, I don't know what to believe. They're definitely not together, but I think that they had a little
like an addendum that's like since then.
Yeah, maybe
there was a little bit of a back and forth.
Yeah.
Before they're not in touch anymore.
Yeah.
She wants that pension.
She wants that. Jesus Christ.
But he, I think the thing that he had done that was really egregious is that he had used the database that he had access to as a cop to learn more about these women. And he also had like specific trips that he had taken to visit like a friend from college,
Maryland,
where he was going to, make plans to cannibalize her. Anyway, I guess my question
possibly,
right. I mean,
allegedly. The whole trial is
about.
Predict
the That was the whole trial are these fantasies or do they, cross the line into planning to actually do something? And what line do you draw to say, yes, this is intent?
That's right. Yeah. And I feel like Meredith and I were talking about it. And I feel like that's why the doc was actually so good, because like, I really was like on a ride where I was like, can I have hobbies? Like, leave him alone. He's bragging to his boys. Like, okay. And then I would be like, uh-oh, he gonna eat somebody. And so like, I think she was pretty good at going back and forth between being like, on the one hand, like,
Erin Lee Carr, I mean, look, you don't get better documentarians than Erin Lee Carr. Mommy, Dead and Dearest, probably like
Changed
top 10 all-timers.
Yes.
And she has like a journalist curiosity and an artist's, eye. And I mean, it's a really, really compelling, obviously main character. And then she is able to kind of like, do the legal thing, a little of the psychological thing, but not a lot. And like the social kind of like era of the internet. So it's definitely, it's not all like kind of true crime.
No, it's not at all. Like, I think that's what makes it sort of like more fun and interesting is you're like, I don't know. Like,
fun is relative for sure with this topic because I had to turn it off. I rewatched it last night because I knew I was going to chat with you ladies today. So I watched a little bit of it last night and I said, I'm going to take a step back. I watched the Marty Short doc instead last night just to like have something uplifting before I went to bed.
Yeah.
A person who's, endured so much tragedy with like just a unbelievable amount of grace, had a nice cry, went to bed, watched the rest of the Cannibal Cop documentary this morning over breakfast. Sorry to say. There's that one scene where he makes that omelet and it looks so bad. Like he burned that omelet and his mother's like, this is amazing. You're like, yeah, his mom's just like totally loves him.
There's a
and
couple
then the dog
places
is chewing that
with
shoe.
the sneaker.
Like, oh my God, that dog kills me.
There's a couple of parts where Erin Lee Carr like does it with like she's like the bacon is sizzling as he's like writing about he is about
she can't resist a cutaway like that.
He can't resist a cutaway. There's another part where he does get off in the end and he's like, look at that skin under where his ankle bracelet was, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh God, I didn't notice that. That's funny. Yeah, I mean it's funny, but it's also what is this photo? Look at this still I'm looking at. What is that facial expression? It's like when they stuffed Marlon Brando's cheeks in Godfather.
Yes.
I'm gonna make you an omelet you can't refuse, he says to his mom. He's in house arrest with his mom while they are overturning the jury's the jury unanimously was like, that guy is guilty as hell, and the judge is like, not so fast, and I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah. Oh, there she is.
What a queen.
One of my favorite
beauty queen, Miss Queen.
Yeah, she's got a rockin' bod.
The queen from Queens.
She really is. And I have to ask though, like, what is your reaction to seeing the Alan Dershowitz jump scare in 2026?
Did not expect to see the Dersh in rare form saying, and that is a philosophy that defenders have, which is like, if 10 people go free just so one person doesn't go behind bars, I'm cool with it. And I'm like, I don't know if I am, but I don't have the same job as him, and I'm not Dersh. Anyone can sell me pierogies. I'll say this. I go to Martha's Vineyard. I am greeted with pierogies like they rain on me like confetti. People throw them at me. And guess what? I catch most of them in my mouth. But no, I didn't expect Dersh to pop up. You never expect a couple things: the Spanish Inquisition and Dersh to weigh in on matters that you didn't think were in his domain, and yet
also
they are.
Also another like time capsule. You know what I mean? Because like now the Dersh. I also love that we're calling him the Dersh.
Yeah.
Make some t-shirts like the Dersh. The Dersh now only shows up when you're like, oh, the devil's in the room with us, isn't he? And in this one, Erin Lee Carr was probably like, who's a charismatic lawyer who's going to have the sort of opposite take that this was like before Harvey Weinstein. This was before Cosby. This was before.
This is all pre-Me Too?
This is right, 2015.
Ooh, wow, that's so crazy to think of, but you're right. Yeah.
That's when a man could eat a woman without the consequences of today, like let a man eat a woman.
God. And pre-Army Hammer, obviously.
That's
The
right.
other high-profile fantasizer, we'll say.
Yeah.
Because the other thing about Cannibal Cop, he was like Linda Richmond. It's like he's neither a cat. Well, he is a cop, I guess, but he wasn't a cannibal. He just, had very intense fantasies about doing. I mean, to me, it was really, rewatching it, I was like, this is really more about the violence against women that people like.
Yes.
That was
horrifying.
my,
Like,
yeah.
The idea that this is eroticized. And also, I'm a little obsessed with moody blues in England. And if there's any British, what are they, barristers? What do they call them? Yeah, maybe a follow up on like that's a dark character. The guy he's chatting with who ends up.
It's probably
in jail.
Prince Andrew.
Oh, it probably. You know what? They may have crossed paths. Paths.
Wait, I have a question, Julie, because like you, I needed to watch something nights before bed, and so I've been rewatching Difficult People as part of it. And you had an episode where Billy has a trainer who turns out to be a cannibal.
Yes.
And I was like, was this inspired by the time?
Yes.
Say more.
Very much. I just want to say that like that seemed really funny to me, but also Joel McHale, when I met him, I got very like I just like there aren't a lot of guys that hot that have like talked to me.
He's tall too.
He's really tall. He was a football player. And it was funny because so Billy doesn't usually say stuff like this to me, but in between like scenes, we were in our trailers and stuff, he was like, I've never seen you like that. And I was like, I didn't know how to be. Because he's very like, when he meets you, he's like eye contact, like you wouldn't believe. So charismatic, like funny, and just like you feel like the beams of light are just. I just felt like I was in high school, only like, the quarterback was like, "How are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know."
And so the only thing you could do with that energy was make him into a cannibal. You were like,
we cast him. We knew that he'd be perfect for that role. I think we wrote it for him. And we flew him out to do it. We only had like the budget to fly out like 2 actors for the season, and he was one. We're like, we're getting him. It has to be him. The idea of him and Billy having that, I have to say, when he's on the treadmill, like there's something a little sexy about that, right?
It's totally
kind
sexy.
of it's a hot scene when he's like, I can't
totally
hear you,
sexy.
and his mouth is full. It's sexy. What can I say? We all contain multitudes.
That's the thing. Fetishes are complicated.
Well, speaking of fetishes, is there someone that you like had your bits about on the show? Because like, I have my bit. It's about Jason Sudeikis. I know it all about Jason Sudeikis. And so I'm always talking about, listen, if you think Louis C.K. has a hobby, so does Jason Sudeikis.
Wow.
Allegedly.
He's a great supporter of the New York Liberty. Loves women's basketball.
I would support them too if I had those skeletons.
Oh my God, Meredith! I did not know any of this. Wow.
I know. I have posted about him multiple times about how he likes to allegedly take it out for the ladies. And then I went to a New York Liberty game, and like little humble brag, I had courtside, so I was in the like club before.
Courtside? Oh, I want courtside.
Oh my God. The courtside there is so fucking sick. Julie, we should go together.
I went once. I would love to go again. I went once. They were playing Atlanta. It was amazing. It was so fun. It was, it's the vibes are incredible.
Because you get to go to that restaurant, that like little restaurant that's down.
Cafe Qatar or something.
Yeah, it's like so nice. So I had just done a whole thing on how Jason like loves to take it out and whatever.
Oh my God. Okay.
And so I'm at the restaurant, and who fucking walks in like Mr. Oh, hey guys, with the kids. And I'm like, this is all part of the act. Oh my God, we're scaring Julie so bad.
I didn't know any of this. No comment.
She's like, and that's why they're pushing Ashton Kutcher is the new person too, because he needs to like redeem himself from Masterson. He's
with like women's because I did see he was at like Unrivaled, right? He was there. Yeah.
That is so like it's really a shame that Woody Allen never really made it to any of these basketball games, because he really could have.
He's a Knicks fan through and through, and yeah, God bless Woody Allen. May he live another 100 years.
Well, this is all of my defamation, allegedly, in my opinion, is to get me to this question, which is like, is there somebody that you guys used to riff on the show that people would be like, I don't know if that's true. I don't know. But now you're like, yeah, it obviously.
All the Kevin Spacey stuff was like before anybody. Well, like you were saying, it was like before Me Too. So
Yeah.
Charlie
really?
so all the Kevin Spacey jokes were before anything he had done was revealed to the general public or tried. And yeah. Oh no, that was all pre, like the doc that they made about him, all before the fact. And we had a Charlie Rose joke that was also ended up being like a little prescient because we didn't know, we just kind of had a feeling. So yeah, there was a lot of that.
Wow, that's so fun. Like I've been rewatching all the Kevin Spacey jokes, but it didn't occur to me that this was before
Revelations. Like he was on House of Cards at the time.
Yes,
when we were doing it. Yeah,
he was like at his
while
peak.
he was still on, and they didn't kill him off yet.
Wow. Oh my God. He's making the rounds though. He's been around lately. Have you been seeing him?
You can't keep a good man down, ladies. You know that. He'll be back. He'll be back. You know, he was doing his cabaret show in Cyprus, and he was doing Soft Shoe in Tel Aviv, and like he's doing these European movies, and who knows? The world is his oyster, you know? Like consequences and cancellation. The only thing permanent is death and I don't know, certain hair color.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying is like the Murdaugh murder was overturned. Cannibal Cop is out there writing books. And meanwhile, like, you know, I still can't catch a break, you know, like.
Meanwhile, what's in it for me?
Yeah, like give a lady
anyone.
Yeah,
but
I know.
That you know of.
Still early.
You guys,
that's right.
What do you think are the odds we see Matt Lauer at CBS in the next 6 months?
Let's check out Polymarket.
What's Polymarket? Is that the bet?
That's the betting
website.
You're like,
it's not for people that are poly. It's not like a way to like meet people in your.
Matt Lauer wishes.
Yeah, that's
Did he get a massive settle? I'm sure he got a lot of money. He's just kind of not going to be back in the mix, right? Because didn't he say something that was like, he basically said it was consensual, and then she wrote that memoir and
right.
Yeah.
I think that he probably got a payout to leave NBC, like big time.
Definitely.
Yeah. But at the same time, he's got like the wife who divorced him.
Yes.
And so I'm sure she got a nice payout. Meanwhile, Romy, she's not happy with me. She sent me some,
who's this?
The daughter. She's very mad at me.
This is Matt Lauer's daughter. Hates you?
Yeah.
Oh.
We got into a fight because I put up a video.
What are you using your social media for?
Meredith is the queen.
Photos of you looking pretty. You're so pretty. Put some.
Meredith is the queen of the beefs. Like we were saying. Yeah. No, Meredith is the
fun
jewel.
to me in like 2010 to 2015, and then since it's just like, what's your tolerance for death threats? And I'm like, okay, I'm just posting funny jokes and like pictures of my cat and promoting myself, and otherwise I ain't getting into anything online. It's just too crazy.
Julie, I gotta put you into the TikTok creator fund, because once you hit 100 views.
Oh God. So TikTok is basically like the Coliseum now. We're like,
basically.
Let's go.
Well,
okay.
With her, I actually I didn't even know who she was, but I made a video about Matt Lauer, and then she came in the comments, and she was like really mad, and she was like, you know, don't say this stuff about my dad, and I was kind of like,
oh my
girl,
God.
like go away. So then she started getting like, she's in a sorority at like the University of Miami. So every girl is fucking terrifying. And so she started getting all the sorority girls
like
to
the
DM me.
Dogs of like, yeah.
The
I'm going to cut off your ear, Meredith. You got to be careful.
But I was like, she was like, you know, so they sent me all these like nasty messages, whatever. And then I said to her, I was like, listen, like, I don't think you're mad at me. Like, I think you're upset with like your dad. And she was like,
that's going to make her even madder. You can't say that, Meredith. You can't psychoanalyze people like that. They don't like it. It's going to make her, you're making her blood boil. Those girls, by the way, in Florida, in a sorority, they can tolerate temperatures up to like 250 degrees with humidity. The crocodiles are afraid of them. Alligators are terrified of them. And you're starting fights with these women? Are you crazy? You are fearless.
So she was like, you have no idea how hard it is to be me. And I was like, you know what? You're totally right, girl. Like, I can't imagine how hard that is. Like, I'm sorry. I really feel for you. And I said, listen, I will take down my video about your dad. I just want you to apologize to me. And she was like, no. And I was like, well, then never mind. But you guys, she's been involved in a hit and run.
I am.
What? You didn't tell me that.
About Liza's book.
She crashed her car in the Hamptons. And she fucking ran away. So anyway,
I want to talk about Liza's book now that you bring it up. Yeah.
Okay, we will.
Thoughts and prayers for all involved. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. She didn't kill anyone, but I'm just saying Matt might have to pay for something for that. So anyway,
I think I'm sure he's doing comfortably financially, which is in my prayers every night. I say, and please God, don't forget to take care of Matt Lauer's disposable income.
Let's talk about Liza's book. Let's shifting gear. Other people's famous daughters.
Yes,
Liza.
Goddess Liza. Even though the AI is it's Liza with an AI a little, with the audiobook at least. And people are mad about the DocuSign today. I read that article. But I don't care. I mean, I do care. Obviously, I care about AI a lot. But what I also care about is Liza Minnelli. And this book is, I'm savoring it. I'm going, like Barbara's book, I kind of blazed through even though it was like massive. This to me, I'm like, very, very, I'm just sort of grazing and enjoying it every minute of the way.
Barbara's book, I haven't read Liza's book yet, so I want to ask you about it. But Barbara's book was like, it was like a documentation of all the men she had sex with and all the meals she ate. Which I'm like, as a Jewish woman, those are the only things I care about, right?
That's the dirt. Yes, I loved Barbara's book.
Me too.
I was so lonely when it ended because I felt like when you listen to her talking to you and you're around the house and you're puttering, you're doing whatever, it really was, like, talk about feeling a loss in your life. Like, she's done. I'm like, where's my friend?
Where am I going to go? I know. I also love Barbara has this thing where like every couple of, I don't know, I'm going to say like every 20 pages, she reminds you who the fuck she is. You know what I mean? She's like, and then I told them exactly how this album needed to look. And everybody told me I was wrong. And I was right. And then she was like, next chapter, like over and over and over again.
Well,
she's like,
also my favorite thing, because there's so many great moments in Barbara's memoir, but like just on the subject of the men that she was with, my favorite chapter is when she's dealing with John Peters, who's just like, oy, oy, oy. And she's in Prague shooting Yentl, and she comes home and he spent $1 million to get like a hole in the back of their yard. And she's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I just executive produced, starred in, and directed the one movie about Jewish women to come out this century.
Exactly. And you have been spending my money literally making a whole, it's like a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
So even Barbara can, spend time with a guy that is not so great. And that to me was very, very inspiring.
I agree.
I was in Kennebunkport, Maine once, and I went into a very nice jewelry store, and they were having like sort of half estate sale. And it was all jewelry that John Peters had given Barbara Streisand. That he had taken back.
Wow. And was it good jewelry or was it like a little... Oh, really? And do you think he bought it with his money or
her money?
Her money. At the boat?
Her money.
But he's got a lot of money because doesn't he own like every time there's like a Batman, he gets like some, wow.
I know.
And he was a hairdresser. Let us not forget. Let us never forget that John
That's
Peters
what
was
I was
literally
saying.
a hairdresser.
That's all I think about is he was a hairdresser.
He was a
But
hairdresser.
one of my
She was
favorite,
like, I want a wig, and he's like, I could do that, and he'd never done a wig before. Like, okay,
the confidence of a
May
man.
we all have exactly
The confidence of a man. My favorite little Barbara-ism is I didn't realize I don't want to miss a thing was inadvertently written about Barbara. I was like,
yes,
a cultural shift.
And didn't Bob Dylan write "Lay Lady Lay" about
Oh
her
yeah.
too?
Oh yeah, the world's sexiest song. I'm like, that's the only song where men actually get what women want, and it was for Barbara Streisand.
I love that, like, he kind of wanted her, but like Marlon Brando would call her all the time, and she had it. So Liza, to contrast from that, had this like explosive, electric, like show business career. But also, I mean, like, it's so interesting to compare the two of them. Liza having come up in like Camelot, and Barbara being from Flatbush, and having to, like, you know, get to where she was, and then also like Liza losing that first role to Barbara as and I Get For You Wholesale, and then like Judy like loving Barbara, and the like Vincenzi Minnelli connection, but I mean, again, with Liza, there's the show business stories, but then there's the men. There's so many men, and they are tumultuous relationships with Peter Sellers, and who else I was? Oh, the Marty Scorsese stuff was really fascinating.
Wait, tell me, because I haven't read this one yet. So tell us about the Martin Scorsese stuff.
So they were doing New York together. They were both married. Marty was with Julia Cameron, the author of The Artist's Way, and she was married. Did I just blow your minds?
You got to be fucked to write The Artist's Way. So
Look
fucked.
at your faces. I'm obsessed with the connectivity of these stories. They're great, right? So he's married to Julia Cameron. She's married to Jack Haley Jr., the son of the Tin Man.
Okay.
A less popular song than Son of a Preacher Man, but still an important one. And she and Marty are having, you know, an affair, and they're both in the, you know, like doing a lot of drugs and
sure.
It was safe.
Getting to the end of the rope where it's like, we, you know,
to quote Truman Capote,
ways and
in Difficult People, Sex Before 1978 was great.
It really was. I mean,
Sex Before
it was. Although I
1978.
think New York was like was it 77? That's a really good question. Anyway, yes, it was a very intense affair, and a big part of it had to do with, like, I think part of her falling for him so much, he really loved her dad, and her dad was around at that time, and he had a really bad experience with his last film. They really, the studio kind of fucked him. They chopped it up, and he wanted to have his cut released, and Marty got all these great filmmakers to sign an open letter. He got Spielberg and George Lucas and everybody to say, like, let the man have his, you know, final cut in the studio. It was like, we don't have the footage anymore. It was just kind of shitty. But his love for her dad, I think, really, like, pulled at her heartstrings. Meanwhile, she's in New York, looking exactly like her mother. There's so much Freudian stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then there's you know, Studio 54, and you know that she's using Warhol's diary to, like, remind herself of what happened, because who the hell can remember? to have to use Warhol's diaries to be like, oh, that's where I was, is so punk. So that's the thing about Liza versus Barbara. You're dealing with someone who's like, you know, Barbara is obviously like an artist beyond no other, but like Liza's got like that punk rock, like Liza's fucking cool as hell, right?
Yeah.
Liza's like the coolest.
Right. Yeah, like Barbara was out here with the Prime Minister of Canada. Like, that's not punk, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's not punk.
And she got great, I mean, those guys that she was with, one after another, holy cow. Young Elliot Gould, are you kidding me?
Young Elliot Gould, are you kidding me?
Cool. I wouldn't call Barbara cool, necessarily.
No.
You know, obviously a queen, mother, gorgeous, goddess, amazing, like, boss, but cool, I don't know.
I also feel like that's what makes her such a, like, special to the Jewish girls, is like, we've never historically been cool. And so, like, to be like, yeah, of course Barbara's not cool. Like, none of us are cool.
There's a little bit of an overlap. There's, like, you got your Fran Lebowitz and your Lou Reeds. But like but ultimately it's almost like a privilege, right? Because she's coming out of like this lower middle class. Like you're coming from like a whatever it is, second generation, third generation. It's like, let's get degrees first. Like, let's get our feet on the ground and make sure everybody has enough to eat, and make sure that we're all educated, and make sure that we're like married and we're having children. And then we'll deal with like, oh, is this the coolest song choice? You know, it's almost like a luxury that we're not afforded until very recently.
That's right.
Perhaps.
Yeah. And
just a theory.
I think that you're right. I think you're right.
Well, I'll say one thing. I think Julie Klausner is one really cool fucking cat.
Oh, thank
you. Coolest.
We're so lucky.
Delighted.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh,
it's such
thank
an
you so
honor
much for having me. I had such a blast. This was so much fun, and I would love to come back anytime. So thank you again so much for hosting me and being such gracious hostesses in the course of the last. I feel like it just flew by.
Remind our friends where they can find you.
You can go to howisyourweek.com, which is all things How Is Your Week, and that's my pod. And we have Tegan Reamsbottom on the show this week, who brought all these great clips from Exit to Eden, the Rosie O'Donnell, Dan Aykroyd, BDSM-themed comedy directed by Gary Marshall, obviously. And we have a lot of great guests coming up. And then you can pre-order the Difficult People Blu-ray, which comes out June 16th, wherever retailers you can find it on Amazon if you want to pre-order it there. You can find it at alternative real retailers if that's not your thing. But yes, that's going to come out on June 16th, which is very, very exciting. And
we'll have you back to promote that. Let's have you back when that's dropping. We would love that.
It holds up. Like, for anybody who's thinking, like, it holds. It is so like, it had more than one laugh out loud. Like, it is so funny.
I really appreciate that. I'm so proud of it, and I'm so glad that it's going to exist on physical media forever, because you never know with streaming. And also, I got a chance to like have this beautiful cover my friend Meryl Ronan did, and it's just something you can like hold in your hand. And so I'm just so happy that is coming out. So June 16th, and howisyourweek.com, and you can find me on Instagram at Julie Klausner.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.